So you can see where the club is positioning Hillary Clinton to be the only Democratic choice. They are currently in get rid of Bernie Sanders mode, which is the only threat on the Democrat side to Hillary Clinton. So next thing they'll have to do is get rid of Trump and have any other clown take over there. So then it'll be Hillary versus whoever. So you can see stuff you always hear about or have heard about in the past. There's always some staffer or some little data breach or something, and they point the finger at someone. Right? They're trying to bury him. DNC data breach. What happened and what it means for Bernie Sanders campaign. A Bernie Sanders campaign staffer was fired on Wednesday after allegedly accessing data from the Hillary Clinton campaign, and it has created quite a problem for the Sanders campaign. You don't think this employee was a setup from the beginning, do you? No, not at all. The Democratic National Committee, or DNC, had earlier suspended the Sanders campaign's access to its voter data. ABC News had learned that the Sanders campaign filed a lawsuit Friday with the U.S. District Court of D.C. against the party, suing the DNC itself for breach of contract. So, in other words, I thought the Democratic National Committee we're all Democrats. We go through you. You guys are our little party leaders, and we're allowed to have a fair uh, running of whether it's well, in this case, it's the presidential election, right? Where a fair candidacy, only to find out that they're favoring club member Hillary Clinton by telling Bernie Sanders, stopping him from having access to their own voter data. So they had to file a lawsuit against its own club, so to speak. Not the same club we're talking about that I always use that term on, the club, but the DNC club. Got a Democrat Hillary, another Democrat Bernie Sanders. The DNC should be completely unbiased, right? I mean, nope. They're setting her up for the win. You saw, I'm sure you've seen it. I don't even know if I've posted it yet, but you can easily find this. Economist 2016 magazine cover. Who's in the forefront? I don't see Trump. Hell, I don't see any of the Republicans running for office. I see Hillary Clinton up front and center practically, with her husband off to the side. The club has told you who the next president will be. They've already selected her. Is it any shocker, after that's already happened now, we've already seen the cover, it's already been published, Bernie Sanders is all of a sudden in trouble, one of the top guys running over there, right? On the Democratic side. So now he is suing, they got to sue the DNC for breach of contract. However, Michael Briggs, a spokesperson for the Sanders campaign, later told ABC News Friday, quote, "It's resolved. DNC capitulated. We get to see voter files by Saturday morning." The resolution to the issue was also confirmed by the DNC committee in the following statement. The Sanders campaign has now complied with the DNC's request to provide the information that we have requested of them. Based on this information, we are restoring the Sanders campaign's access to the voter file, but will continue to investigate to ensure that the data that was inappropriately accessed has been deleted and is no longer in possession of the Sanders campaign. The Sanders campaign has agreed to fully cooperate with the continuing DNC investigation of this breach. And if they continue the investigation, suppose that they're just going to somehow find some additional stuff, possibly, to try and throw Bernie Sanders under the bus. Why wouldn't they be investigating anything? There's so much to choose from with Hillary Clinton. Email scandal, Benghazi, you name it. DNC, where's your due diligence on that candidate? Oh, everything's good over there. Right. Because that's who the club has selected. That is who the club has selected. It is on the Rothschilds owned Economist magazine, that company. It's on their front cover. Hillary Clinton, front and center. Matter of fact, since I can pause this, actually, I'll go ahead and pause it for one quick second and find it and then show you. Okay, so here we have it for you. Little Hillary Clinton's up front. This particular photo, though, trying to hang on. Just gonna move my body here. This one. See this guy right here? That's Bill Gates. His head's face is cut off. Right by him, actually, is Bill Clinton, Hillary's, of course, husband. So you have actually technically front and center is Angela Merkel, leading the whole Middle Eastern immigration crisis. Right next to her, we have two important people. Chairwoman of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, and none other than Hillary Clinton. You may know her as Hilda Beast, Hillary Clinton, or the Thing. So there you have it. They've already chosen. They've already chosen who will be the next president. And as I see this unfolding before my eyes, all I can think about is the old time traveler story, John Teeter. There's going to be a problem with the elections in which the Civil War stems from in America. In referring to this particular election, he refers to the president prior to this as the leader of, the leader, your leader, as you call it, drove a wedge in the Bill of Rights. Further drove a wedge in the Bill of Rights. The president after that one, which is the one that he was talking about, in which the Civil War would stem from, was referred to by him as he/she will be more concerned with the status quo, the power structure, than anything else happening. We got to keep that afloat, that whole system. In other words, the system that we just saw unfold in Congress with the guy I told you to watch. I said, meet the new boss. When it happened, same as the old boss. New House Speaker Paul Ryan replacing Boehner. And I said it then, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And they just passed the omnibus $1.1 trillion massive budget with huge, as I said also would happen, military spending. And there was even legislation about a wall that was some kind of fence. Keep out the immigrants. Republicans, hey, we're going to do that. That piece was taken out. No, we're not. So, bottom line is you can see them setting up old Bernie to fail. Hillary will take the spot. You're going to hear something with Trump, whether A, they kill him, he's JFK'd. B, something happens and he has to, I told you I'd run as a Republican, and dang it, all of a sudden, the RNC has screwed me, and I'm not going to run as an independent, so I'm not going to run at all. And then all of a sudden he steps aside. Or he decides, I will go independent because the RNC screwed me. And then when it's election time, the independents and not the left and right, Democrat and Republican, they have their own, public access television is the only thing that covers those guys when they're having their debates. And then the big mainstream media focuses on the left and right, which would be Hillary Clinton and whoever they choose. Is it going to be Marco Rubio? Is it going to be Jeb Bush? Whoever they choose on the Republican side. And I remember doing this, I want to say maybe not last election, maybe it was, or the one before that. And I'm flipping back and forth. Mainstream channel, bozos. Let me watch this for a little bit. Softball questions, nonsense. What do you think about the college education system? What do you think about the abortion? Okay. Flip channel, back to the independents. They're talking about the bankers, the banking system, the rotten corruption. Whoa. I'm liking this. Yes. And you got two guys who are kind of they're opponents, but they're on the same page and they're both agreeing with each other. And yeah. I'm like, yes. Now this right here is a debate. These are great questions. I go back to the other one. They got to ask some of these. They didn't ask a single one of them. It's all staged. So they're getting rid of Bernie Sanders, who's about to go back and work for Kentucky Fried Chicken, I'm sure, as the Colonel Sanders when they oust him. His own DNC, Democratic National Committee gets rid of him. This is the start of it. And his poll, they'll just change the poll number, just like with Donald Trump. They can just change the poll numbers. It's the same polls run by the same elite media. Well, and they'll say there'll be something that he said, and they'll just focus on it and for days and days, and they'll keep focusing. And a new poll just came out, and wow, he's down 25. Holy cow, he's down 25% from where he was at. Gosh, the American people did not like that comment last night. I'll tell you what, Jim. And Jim says, yeah, Mr. Bozo, can you believe he said that? The American people are not happy with that. Yeah, Jim. And they'll get rid of him that way. But in the reality is, there'll still be massive amounts of people backing Trump. But then the average person, oh man, damn it, Trump, why did he say that? And I still want to vote for him, but then it's going to be that old. Remember, get ready for. Tell me if you remember this one. I'd like to vote for Trump, but I know a lot of people aren't anymore because the poll numbers aren't looking good. We cannot have Hillary win this. We have got to get a Republican in there. So I got to go with the lesser two evil thing and pick again Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio, maybe Ted Cruz, whoever it is. I'm going to go with that guy. Yeah, but if you go with that one, you guys have to do that too, because if you still vote, listen, I know Trump had it right, but come on. If you vote for Trump, you're going to take votes. Tell me if you heard this one. You're going to take votes away from Cruz or whoever it is, right? And we can't have Hillary winning. I understand that Trump might be better, but no one's going to vote for it. Not enough people will, so then we're losing votes. Hillary will get the majority of her votes. That's all she needs. They'll be split between Trump and this guy. We got to all come together and vote for the Republican. Yeah, you ever heard that one before? You could see this stuff coming from a mile away. Unbelievable. Take care.